Welcome to Charts Today. My name is David Linton, and today's edition for Monday, the 9th of July, comes to you from London. And we start by looking at the dollar index, just sinking lower still. So that short-term bearishness not kicking in, but we need to move below this level at about 93.50 before we would see a lower low. So medium term still strong, short term just weakening a little bit. The euro is up this morning and continuing its short-term uptrend on that dollar weakness. Looking a little bit like a double bottom, but we need to get above this 118.75 sort of level to confirm that. And again, the support level at the moment is at about 115. So if we move below that, then we see these lower targets kicking in. So at the moment, euro dollar could go either way. Against the yen, the dollar is looking still a little bit weaker on the medium term Ichimoku chart, but on the point and figure chart, we are still holding the trend. So again, a mixed picture there as well. Looking at sterling, we're seeing sterling rising against the dollar this morning, which is quite surprising given Brexit turmoil in the UK. But the sterling is appreciating probably again on that weaker dollar. And looking at sterling against the euro, also here just up a bit this morning as well. Fell last night on the news of David Davis resigning, but actually recovering quite strongly this morning. So looking better against the euro. Against the Swiss franc, looking quite bullish still short term. Against the Aussie dollar, mixed picture at about 178. Bitcoin jumped yesterday, remembering it's 24-hour traded Bitcoin 7 days a week, so jumped yesterday on Sunday. Still looking quite good short term, not activating this big upside target at 7% higher, and medium and long term still looking a bit bearish. Looking at the US markets, they closed higher on Friday. S&P was up quite strongly, back into bullish territory on the short-term chart with quite good upside targets. The Nasdaq also pushing higher, so we're seeing into bullish territory there as well. The Dow not quite through into bullish territory. And interestingly, the Dow is still down 1% on the year. So really halfway through the year, and we've not managed to move higher. So it is still a bearish situation there, really. And the Russell 2000 index, also the broader based index, was up quite strongly on Friday. And pushing for a new high here. So the broader based US market looking stronger. The futures this morning, the S&P futures up a third of a percent. The Nasdaq E-mini is up about the same and looking quite strong. So it does suggest the US market will open higher. The FTSE is up quite strongly this morning as well, shrugging off political turmoil in the UK, and the S&P, the mid caps in the UK also up, but still looking bearish in the short term. Looking at the DAX, up a third of a percent here as well. Markets just generally drifting higher this morning. CAC Current up 0.6%, so looking stronger there. And looking over to Asia, we saw that Japan was up over 1%, still bearish on the short and medium term charts though. Hong Kong was actually up quite strongly, up 1.4%, but again bearish on the short and medium term charts. And China actually recovering 2.4% of its recent falls, but still looking bearish on all three time frames. And the Sensex was up 2/3 of a percent, looking stronger, and the Aussie market also was up just 0.2%. Brent crude sitting at $77.50, holding some strength here. Short term still a little bit bearish, but the medium and long term charts still looking pretty good. WTI just teetering on the edge of bearishness with that short-term chart, and US nat gas sitting at $2.85, not really managing to move. Gold hitting 1260 this morning, so starting to put in a new high. Maybe this is the beginning of the summer rally that we saw last year. If we do that and push higher, that will activate quite a lot of upside targets. And silver also looking quite bullish this morning as well. The 10-year Treasury yields sitting at 0.4% higher at 2.84%. So still bearish in the short term, and medium term just coming under a little bit of pressure there. Tech stocks in the US were up quite strongly on Friday, driving those index moves higher. Apple up 1.4%. looking stronger on that short-term chart, now recovering through there. Amazon holding its strength as well, up at 2/3% and coming back into bullish territory on the short-term chart. Google has been a laggard, was up 1.4%, not quite bullish yet on the short-term chart. And Facebook had a pretty strong performance on Friday, up up 2.4%, up nearly $5. So back above the $200 mark, and then Microsoft also pushing higher, back above the $100. So tech looking better than it was at the start of the week, last week, now looking better at the end of the week. So some cause for relief there. That's it for today. Until tomorrow, happy charting. See you then.